Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This evening I have a treat that my hubby made at work and he brought it home for me. It is a stuffed double wrap like burrito, and it has taco meat, queso cheese, sour cream, jalapenos, onions, tomatoes, and all that in it. And then I got me some salsa, and I got some queso, and I got me some chips on the side, and I'm going to be using my favorite all-time Valentino hot sauce. So yeah, if this is the first time you're seeing my channel, please consider liking, comment, subscribing. You never know what you're going to get, but you always get something food related or drink related or reviews, story times, eating, ASMR, just whatever. This is my passion and I love doing what I do, and thank you all for joining me and giving me a chance. And yeah, let's get to this thing. It's hot and this thing is massive. I think we're gonna cut it in half, guys. And he did grill this. Hot. She's hot for the trot. Alright. Let's dig in. And this is homemade queso, by the way. And she is thick. She is thick. Yeah, I'm back again. Thank goodness, right? Thank you all for the wonderful comments. I really appreciate it. And yeah. Oh my gosh, this is fire. And I have green peppers in it too. But while my husband was making this at work, one of our buddies, Jalen, you know who you are, said, "Dang, is that for your wife?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, that looks like it's Chipotle." Huge. And my husband's like, "Yep, and she'll probably eat it all, but I don't know if I'll eat it all." I said, "If I don't eat it all, then he's gonna probably eat it too." So, but yeah, I thought that was quite funny. Tastes better than Chipotle. She's greasy too. Hot. I reheated it up in the oven. That's why it's hot. Let's have some chips and dip. Salsa. I got a comment on another video, and by the way, I appreciate all the comments. Everybody's opinion matters, you know. I don't take anything personal. The more traffic, the more better. I don't mind. Comment away. But I got a comment sitting. Well, see you next month. Well, there for a while, it was like, see you next month. So this person wasn't lying, you know, but yeah. I know I haven't been consistent, and I'm sorry. Things happen. You know, life is life. You know, lots been going on in the world. You never know what's going to happen day by day. I just take a day at a time. I do want to be more consistent on my channel, and I'm going to be more consistent on my channel. And I know I got other comments about, like, well, you know, like my last video I mentioned about everything that's been going on, you know, life is a life update, and I got a comment about, you know, well, why don't you work and help your husband out and all this stuff, you know. Well, I have 3 kids. I homeschool my kids, and yeah, they're on summer break right now. Yeah, I can go out and get me a job, but you know, and my oldest is 18, by the way, and I'm sure you guys, this other person knew that they were like older, 18 or whatever, 17, 18. But excuse me, but the thing is my oldest, it has autism, Asperger's. He's on the spectrum. He is still in school. He takes homeschooling, so he is still in school. Yeah, he could already be graduated, but because of his challenges and all that, he was held back about a couple of times. He does get help from the school and everything like that. So yeah, I don't have him watch my other 2. I don't like to get too personal with my kids on here, but it seems like I always had that question, well, why don't you work and help your husband out and this and that? Well, that's one of the reasons I don't. And my middle son is going through therapy to figure out, you know, he's starting to show symptoms and everything. So of stuff like my oldest, so, and he's going through therapy, and he's going through diagnosis with a psychiatrist and all that. So I'm dealing with that. So yeah, I don't think it's best for somebody else to raise my kids if I don't have to have them raise my kids. And with what's going on with them, I'd rather be the one, you know, to be with my kids. So that's why I don't work. And that's why my oldest does not watch my kids for me to go to work. Messy. It's gonna get messy. But yeah, so I just had to address that. I love to work, and I have worked in the past. But with our situation right now, with everything, it's best that I'm able to stay home as much as I can. That's why I'm trying to do YouTube. And, you know, do something that I love to do. And of course, you know, I love to eat, and who doesn't, but I like to get on here, and it's like a hobby of mine. Share my life, you know, build a community, enjoy the community, other mukbangers, you all, you know. So that's why if I put it out there, you know, put my Cash App, you know, ask if you wanted to donate. You can, you don't have to. It's just out there because, you know, I do this for fun, yeah, but also on the other hand, I am monetized. So, you know, when you're monetized, you kind of do want to do it for financially too, you know, to help my husband out, you know. This is a way to help my husband out and stay home and be able to stay home and watch my kids while I have my own issues, you know what I mean? I'm not getting on the people that made those comments, you know. I'm not. I'm just letting you know that's why I don't work. And that's why I stay home. And that's why sometimes I'm not consistent because things happen. And a lot has been happening with my kids, you know, this past year. So yeah. And the thing is, if you never homeschool before, I mean, I'm just basing it on what I do, you know, and I have kids that have special needs too, on top of homeschooling. So it's just not your average homeschooling kids where they can just get on and practically do it themselves. My kids are all going to have, well, my oldest already has a plan. It's called an IEP through school. My youngest is getting tested, my little girl, to help her in school. And then my middle child is going through everything he's going through. And he'll probably have an IEP too. So not only do I homeschool kids, my children, but I also homeschool special needs children. So that kind of lifts it up a notch, you know, to get things done during the day and take time out to film and all that. So yeah, it's not just your average homeschool parent where you have kids that are a certain age and that you're just there looking on oversight and seeing, make sure if they need help, then they just holler. A lot of the children, my children, they need full support right then and there. Even my 18-year-old, okay? He needs full support, like you're there. And then you got the other children, and then they got certain times. So it takes more than just like 8-hour days sometimes. Okay, even the weekends. So yeah, it's not just your average homeschool. I'm sorry, this is so messy. But I just want to address some comments. You know, I love all your comments, and I don't take it personal. I just like to address comments sometimes. And those are some comments that I wanted to address. I'm not mad. I'm not frustrated. I'm just addressing some comments. That way, if there's anybody else out there that are curious, then there you go. But I plan on being more consistent because, like I said, I do this for fun. This is a passion of mine. I love my whole community, all of my subscribers, all the mukbang channels. I support them. You know, I love it. I love the mukbang community, the ASMR community, and in other communities I watch too. But also, I do this to try to help my husband out too. Like I said, I'm monetized, and so, you know, every little bit counts. You know, helps my husband and my family out. So I'm willing to do this, you know, and be able to stay home with my children and go through what they're going through and support my children and be a learning coach and homeschool my children. And I would do that as long as I can do it. And I hope and pray to God that I can do it until my last child is graduated. At least. I don't know if I'm gonna eat this other half because that was big. So good. So much better than Chipotle. Also, I got banana peppers in here too. But yeah. So if you guys got any more questions, just comment down below. I'll answer them. Like I have in my description from day one, when I first started my channel, I'm an open book. As long as it's, you know, pretty decent to answer, you know. So hopefully the ones that have been asking these questions, hopefully they watch my video and watch all the way through, so you know, can get your questions answered through your comments that you commented. Also, also I am a very, very, very protective mommy. I don't trust very many people with my children. And it's not just, you know, it's not just because they have issues. I wouldn't say problems. It's not just because they have things that are going on in their lives right now, and it'll be for the rest of their lives. But I just don't trust very many people with my children. I mean, you look around and you see so much going on with children nowadays, you know, and while I still have them under my wing, you know, I'm gonna do everything, and I'm gonna be everything for them, and I'm gonna be a protective mama, because they're my life. A lot of you mamas that are out there should understand that, you know, when it comes to your children, they're your world. No matter what. No matter who it is. Now, I'm not trying to give the trolls some darts to fire at me, but that is one thing that can get me really fired up, is when it comes to my children. Or my husband. But mainly my children. Because my husband can speak for himself and stick up for himself. But I will stick up for my husband too, but I'm just saying. My children are my everything. So I sacrifice a lot for my kids. And I have no problem with that. That's one thing me and my husband's kids can say, that mommy and daddy was always there for them, no matter what. And the good times, the hard times, they never left me with anybody, you know. I'm not saying if you have to have somebody watch your kids, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not saying you're a bad parent because you do that. I'm not saying that. So don't try to twist it. But there are some people out there that never see their kids, so and some of it's not by choice. Some of it is by choice. It's so good. I'm gonna save this other half for the hubby. Y'all know I like to share. I'm a foodie and I love food, but this mama does fill up quick. And I like to share. This queso is so good and it's so thick. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the chatty mukbang and answer some questions. Because sometimes I like to talk, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I like just to focus on the food and just eat. And I'm sure some of you guys like that better than me chatting, and some of you guys like to chatting better than just eating. And some of you guys like both at the same time. I'm full. Ooh. If you guys have never tried Valentina, you can get it at Walmart. You can get it practically anywhere. It is so good. It's one of my favorites, all-time favorites, hot sauces. I mean, I like a bunch of hot sauces, but that's one of my favorites. Yeah, ooh, she got messy. But anyway, guys, thank you all for joining me, and don't forget to smash that like button. It's free to do so. Subscribe. It's free to do so. Let's get to 1,500 subscribers. And then, yeah, thank you all for joining me on this deliciousness that my hubby made. And I hope you all enjoyed. Comment down below any questions you like for me to discuss on my channel or topics or whatever. Here pretty soon you will see the hubby on the channel. And yeah, let's rock this out and let's get back and let's get to. And don't forget to subscribe. I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, my loves.